Okay.
We are live.
How long have we been live for? How long? Oh, okay.
It just turned on, so they never saw any of that.
I didn't see any of
That
the other
pre-show.
We were talking about lemon drop martinis.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Normal
It's no
pre-show
big deal.
conversation.
I said, I had a little stressful morning. I was looking for a lemon drop martini
Yeah,
for
that's the
lunch.
first thing you said when you sat down. I need a drink.
I'd love a drink right now. All right, but hey, let's go ahead and start.
All right.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in North Carolina, they are actually getting rid of the mirrors in the girls' bathrooms.
Just the girls?
Just the girls. Just the girls.
Not the boys?
No.
Why? Why with the sexist mirror taking away?
Because...
This is so unwoke.
Because so many girls are going in the bathroom and taking selfies during the day. And then they're posting them to social media. So the school district says, okay, we have a solution. We're just going to get rid of the mirrors in the bathrooms.
Why not get rid of the phones? Why are the phones still allowed?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what's going on with this?
I actually saw the story, and like the average time a teenager, female, is gone to go to the bathroom is like a half an hour because they're going in there and filming. So they even went to the step where they have digital hall passes. So when someone asks to go and use the restroom, because obviously you can't say you can't go to the bathroom,
right.
They like start a timer. And then it tracks how long they're gone. But the kids weren't affected by that at all, so they took the mirrors out.
Okay, so how long do you have to go to the bathroom?
A reasonable amount of time, 5-6 minutes.
Okay, definitely not 30.
No.
Okay.
Unless, it's an emergency. Then you need to go to the nurse. But otherwise, they said that it's actually working, that the girls are not staying in the bathroom. They're not filming their TikTok videos. They're not taking their selfies. They're just doing their thing and getting out.
When I worked for IBM many, many moons ago, is that my manager came up to me and she actually told me that I was going to the bathroom too many times during the day.
Were you legitimately going to the bathroom? Were they?
Yes. I went to the bathroom like 3 times a day.
That's not a lot.
Yes, it was to her. She said I was just spending too much time in the bathroom and going to the bathroom too many times during the day.
We're not paying you to pee, Komando.
I know. We're paying you to go sell something. Go sell an IBM PC.
What was your response? Is that when you quit?
No, I didn't quit. Well, I did quit IBM.
Right.
But I had to quit IBM because the same woman came to me. And, I went to her and I said, so, all these guys that are driving BMWs and I'm driving a Pontiac Sunbird. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's because all your bathroom breaks.
That's probably it.
If you would have focused on not peeing, you would have been able to drive a BMW.
I drink a lot of water, okay? And so I said, how do I get the BMW? And she said, well, you have to come with me and we'll go out for a drink. Okay. So we go out for a drink and she looked at me and she actually did me a favor. She said, you know what? Let me tell you something. I think I was 20 years old at the time.
Very young.
Yes. Because I graduated college early and all that other stuff. So I was about 20, and she said that you are never going to have that job where these guys are the national sales managers because they have families. She told me that. And that if you notice that there are no women in these positions, it's all men. So you will never have this position at IBM.
Wow.
And so the next day I called up AT&T and said, hi.
Do you have any female managers?
Exactly.
How many times can I go to the bathroom a day?
Yes.
I'll take the job.
Exactly. And on that happy note, I did take the job at AT&T, which, no, that didn't last very long because now I'm in radio.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and on that happy note, welcome. It's Kim Komando today. This is not the Kim Komando show, by the way. The Kim Komando show is the 3-hour show that you can get on over 425 top radio stations across the United States. And you can also get it as a podcast. It's called the Kim Komando Show. Okay. And now this is called Kim Komando Today.
Do we have to use air quotes when we're searching for the podcasts?
No,
okay.
You don't. But you want to search for Komando with a K, of course.
Of course.
Because otherwise you get that other Komando. And in case you are wondering, I do go Komando. Everybody always says that. They're like, oh, you probably go Komando. And I'm just saying that I do.
You're not wearing any underwear right now?
No, I'm not.
In those huge pants, you're not wearing any underwear?
I'm not used to wearing...
I like them. I shouldn't have made the joke. I think you look great.
I mean, I'm not used to wearing like big pants.
They're bell bottoms, but they're bell bottoms and bell middles and bell tops.
Yes, exactly. With no belt. No belt at all. It's just they just kind of like hang on your hips.
You do look good, though. I'm being honest. I'm making some jokes, but you look nice.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And on that happy note, there's Andrew Babinski. Yes, Andrew is my co-host in crime here. And coming up in the podcast, we have a great interview. We're talking to a woman, believe it or not, she can't be around Wi-Fi.
That sucks.
Yeah. No,
I
she
mean,
can't.
that's almost impossible.
I don't know how you would do that, you know.
In the middle of the Atlantic?
No, because she says the electromagnetic radiation makes her sick.
Ooh.
We were talking about that.
That reminds me of that show. I'll have to ask her about that. If she knows about that character from Better Call Saul.
I don't watch the show. Well, who is it?
It's the lead character, Saul, Saul Goodman. His brother was a very successful attorney and then moved into his house, boarded up all the windows, and covered them in tinfoil because the Wi-Fi was getting him sick.
Oh, okay. You know what? We'll have to ask her about
I'm
that.
sure she's heard of it.
Then there's a new iPhone setting that's really important.
Okay.
And people passing along. And then this is not really a tech story, but I found a story that I thought was just insanely interesting. You know, it's about a woman who has a husband and she has 3 children.
Sure. Okay. This is pretty average, normal.
Okay. And she's really looking forward to having a house for the whole family. And she has gotten ultrasounds of the kids, a lot of stuff.
Normal. This is everything so far you're saying is normal.
But the husband is a little different.
Okay.
Which makes the offspring a little different.
Okay.
It's a little genetics thing, kind of almost.
All right. Well, that's how making babies works. Maybe after the show, I can explain birds and bees to you, Kim.
Well, but I know that because I have a son.
That's true.
But her kids are a little different. They're rag dolls.
All right. Well, looking forward to hear about this story. Rag dolls?
Yes, they're rag dolls. So is her husband.
A rag doll?
Yeah, wait. You got to see the
All right.
picture. It's really crazy. All right, 2 things we need from each and every one of you. Number 1 is that you tell one person. That's right. Just tell one person about Kim Komando today because, after all, knowledge is power. And then the other thing is that you can enter to win a $1,000 PC or Mac by heading over to komando.com/win. That's komando.com/win. All right, so we are deep in the middle of election season.
Yeah, we've already had the Hawkeye cockeye.
Yes.
That's the caucus in Iowa.
You know what? I'm getting so many text messages.
Asking for money?
Yeah, I'm so annoyed with it. Are you?
No, because I've never given and I never will. So they don't contact me. They don't reach out.
It's like, you know what? Stop. That's all I keep replying with. And then
But
I
you've
report it
given
as
in the
junk.
past, though, so they're just trying to hit you back up.
I know. I'm super tired.
They want your cash.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about politics right here.
Okay.
Now, for everybody who's listening and watching, don't even consider dropping me a note that says, oh, Kim Komando, you're just talking about politics because you're a Trumper. Oh, Kim Komando, you're just talking about politics because you love Joe Biden. No.
Right.
This is technology.
Right.
This is something important that we all need to know about. I'm talking about a deep fake of President Joe Biden.
It was a good one, too.
Let's take a listen.
What a bunch of malarkey. We know the value of voting Democratic when our votes count. It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
That's right.
We'll need your help in electing Democrats up and down the ticket. Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again. Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday. If you would like to be removed from future calls, please press 2 now.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's bad. So if you heard that just on your phone, would you think that was real?
I would think it is a real recording. But then if I listen to the message is basically saying the general election's what's matter. Don't go out and vote in the primary because it doesn't matter. I'm like, no politician would ever do that.
Right.
So I think with context clues, I would figure it out. But it sounds just like him. It is the president's voice.
I mean, even malarkey.
Right.
I mean,
that's a good touch.
I mean, who says malarkey?
The president of the United States.
Well, I bet you that guy who told me that I wasn't groovy,
He says malarkey as
he
well.
probably says malarkey.
So this is a crime. I mean, this is a huge federal crime. And hopefully they find out whoever put this together, whoever started making those robocalls, because this is an electric fraud.
Well, it seems like they should be able to go down the pipeline and figure out where this
You would
person
think,
is?
unless it's somewhere internationally and they went through like 55 different VPNs to cover
They
their
probably did.
tracks.
Yeah, they
And
probably
they
did.
probably are smart enough to do that. But literally, people were saying, can you believe that the president called us and told us not to vote because it doesn't matter during the primary?
So if you get a call like this,
Yes.
so how do we tell people to distinguish between a real call and a fake call?
There's no way. There's literally no way, because even if you went and researched it on the internet, you could be going to a source that could be misleading you. I don't have
That's
an
true.
answer for you. I don't know how we distinguish. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, the message really didn't make a lot of sense.
No, and no politician's going to tell you
Don't
not
go
to vote.
Right.
I mean, that's an obvious one. But what if it's something else? What if it's two? I'm just going to use the Democrat Party because the president is a Democrat. What if it's two Democrats that are running side by side in a primary, and someone takes the president's voice and says, go and vote for Joe Johnson and not Jill Johnson? I mean,
That's
a
true.
fake endorsement.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate message that you actually would believe. And if you were a Biden supporter and you'd go, well, then that's my candidate because that's who the president says to vote for.
You know, it sounded bad to me.
So you didn't buy it?
No, because of all the artifacts that were in the background, it didn't sound clear. Like we are speaking right now.
No, but we're also not listening through a cell phone, not half listening because it's a
That's true.
robocall
That's true.
where you're not even paying really that close of attention. I mean, you get these calls on your phone all the time and you just space them out or hang up. But it's going to influence some people. The percentage is going to be very small, but it's going to influence somebody.
Okay. You know, I knew it wasn't real. Okay. Simply because he could say, like, you know, my name is Joe Biden and I forgot this message.
That's 2 days in a row. You've had a good one.
Okay. I'm sorry. Now, do not even think about emailing
No,
me.
it was just a joke.
Okay. It was just a joke. I mean, it was just right there. It
I
was just
totally
right
got
there.
outvoted. The comments on the Facebook, because we were streaming on Facebook and YouTube everywhere. The comments on there, they all loved your jokes.
Oh, thank you.
So
okay.
I lose.
I know. See, here's the problem. That encourages me to keep going on and on.
delete the comments, please?
Okay. See, they love me.
They do.
love me. All right. So what do you got?
We have an interview.
Oh, are we going to do the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
It's time for a break.
Yes. So we had to do a break. Okay. You know, for some reason, I thought you had a story. I don't
No.
know why.
And we told you literally 6 minutes ago. 2 stories, break,
I need a-
interview, break.
I told you I had a stressful morning. I need a drink.
We're going to put a huge sign, a billboard behind your camera.
Yeah. Or somebody like carrying it. Yes.
Yeah,
Just
cue
like-
cards or
cue
something.
cards, somebody or something like that. All right. So we're going to go to a break, okay, because we have to pay some bills around here because look at these beautiful studios.
Someone's got to pay for that metal skull back there.
You know, that was expensive.
I'm sure it was.
I got that at Marshall's.
Oh, so what,
It was
$12.99?
$12.99,
Yeah.
something like that.
Everything's $12.99 at Marshall's.
And when we come back, we're going to speak with a woman who, well, she can't be around Wi-Fi. It's an interesting story. And then later on, we have a tip for anybody who has iPhones. It's a big update. And then a woman who has 3 children who are rag dolls, which we don't quite understand.
I
But
need
we're
to
going to
see
learn
these pictures.
You're going to love them. So stay right where you are. Hey, it's Kim Komando today. It's your daily fun podcast, which if you're getting only the audio version, I just want to remind you that wherever you get your video, wherever you live stream, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, you get it. Just look for our live stream. It's every single day, 11:30 a.m. That's Arizona time. Okay. We don't know what that time is on Pacific. We don't know what it is on Eastern. Okay. We just don't move our clocks in
No.
Arizona.
Sometimes it's 3 hours. Sometimes it's 2 hours. I think sometimes it's 8 minutes different.
I get so confused. Even this morning, it's like, you know, the guy says, well, we can have a call at 4 p.m. Okay. And then Allie chats at me and says, well, you know, that's going to be a little late. I'm like, oh, no, 4 o'clock's fine. She's like, no, that's 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh.
I hate it. I think we should just go to California time.
I think so, too.
Just keep it 1 for the whole year.
But no, we cannot move our clocks here in Arizona. Maybe we're just not that smart.
We're different.
We are different. Okay, speaking of being different, okay, can Wi-Fi make you sick? The EMFs, the
Right.
electromagnetic radiation. Okay, her name is Deborah Cooney, and she says that it does. She says she gets chest pains, palpitations, arrhythmia.
awful.
And it comes literally from everywhere. Think about it: Wi-Fi routers, phones, tablets, Bluetooth, microwave ovens. Okay. She moved from San Diego to Green Bank, West Virginia in 2011 because of this. And now, why Green Bank? You've heard of Green Bank, haven't you?
No.
No?
No. Why would I have heard of Green Bank?
You've never been there? It's like America's vacation destination.
Does Southwest fly nonstop to Green Bank? I don't think so.
No. It's the National Radio Quiet Zone.
Oh, so there's not allowed to have Wi-Fi
Right.
there.
Because it's right there is the world's largest radio telescope. And so all electromagnetic signals are banned in this zone.
Well, that's perfect for her.
It is. She's lived there for years. She lives in Florida right now. And so joining us right now here on the show is Deborah herself. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Green Bank, because neither one of us have ever been there.
Well, it's a beautiful mountainous, rural, pastoral, idyllic town in West Virginia. And I'm a beach person, so I didn't enjoy it as much as maybe a mountain person or a skier would. But it's a beautiful place, and it's the home of the National Radio Astronomy Observatory.
I see.
So it has big radio telescopes. So that's why it's the radio quiet zone. And that's why a lot of health conscious people have moved there or visited there. I was only there for 2 years. When they installed a smart meter on my house in West Virginia, I hightailed it out of there.
So did that make you sick?
What's that?
Did that make you feel ill?
Oh, the smart meters are extremely harmful. Thousands of people have reported injuries from the smart meters, including me. But I'm just one of many, many thousands. And the science shows that this is extremely harmful. The reason why smart meters are even more harmful than, say, Wi-Fi is because it's pulsed radiation. And what that means is they send the very high power radiation in a millisecond burst, a pulse. And so if you add it all up, I calculated it for the lawsuit that I have to get rid of smart meters. And it's 1.8 million times more powerful than just a regular constant source of radiation like Wi-Fi.
So you found
it's
this
extremely
mecca.
powerful. It's way over the limit. It's 1.8 million times over the FCC limit.
I'm surprised that they would let that.
Allows. And the scientific consensus is that the FCC limit does not protect health. That's the scientific consensus.
So you found this mecca for yourself and the problems that you're going through. This place that has no Wi-Fi, it's all banned. After 2 years, do you decide to leave? Where are you now, and how are you surviving where you're at?
Well, I'm surviving okay. You know, when I left San Diego, they put the smart meter on my house. Everybody in my house got very sick. I decided to leave. That's how I got healthy. And my husband stayed. He's dead. My husband is dead. The smart meters killed my husband. And my cat stayed with my husband, and the cat's dead. So I'm the only survivor.
So what was the cause of death on your husband? What was the official?
The cause of death is heart failure.
Okay, but you believe it was because of
the same problem I was having when I left.
But you believe it's directly connected to the smart meter that was installed.
I don't believe anything. The scientific evidence proves that this.
So who has done these scientific studies, Deborah, that you're speaking?
Oh, good. I'm glad you asked. There's a big research project called the Bio Initiative. So I would recommend that everybody look that up and read that. The Bio Initiative compiles thousands and thousands of scientific studies that show that electromagnetic radiation is harmful to humans and to all living things. There's also the international scientists' appeal to stop 5G, and there's also an appeal to stop smart meters and smart grids. And Dr. Joel Moskowitz at the UC Berkeley School of Public Health is a great resource. He compiles all of the scientific studies, and I'm on the mailing list, so he sends them to me. I need to collect them, number one, because I'm interested in my own health, in maintaining my own health and getting all the information to do that, but also because I am prosecuting a federal lawsuit, the only federal lawsuit which seeks an injunction against the smart grid, specifically in California, in West Virginia, and in Florida, because those are the three smart grids.
Okay, but you know what, Deborah,
that harmed me.
let's back up just a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to talk first more about you, because we kind of go on this tangent right now on the smart grid and power meters and lawsuits and things like that. So I want to let's go back to the beginning, okay? So you're in San Diego, and you're not feeling well, and you have what? Do you have an iPhone at this point?
No, I don't use iPhones. No, the what happened in San Diego was at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock on the dot, I would start having the heart symptoms, and then 4 hours later, I would just about have recovered from it, and bam, another pulse. So I know those pulses happened at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock.
Okay, so when these when these pulses
exactly on the dot.
Okay, when these pulses happened, what happened to you physically?
Well, that's when the heart symptoms started.
So like chest pains, trouble breathing,
chest pain, difficulty breathing, arrhythmia, palpitations, and arrhythmia.
Okay.
Very, very sick feeling.
Okay, so you went to the doctor.
No, I don't use doctors.
Okay.
I practice natural healing. Well, the only doctors I do use are the ones that specialize in electromagnetic radiation. Okay. None have ever examined me, but I have read their research, and I am taking their advice. Their advice is reduce exposure. So that's what I'm doing.
Don't you think it would help your lawsuit, though, if you went and found a medical doctor, one that you don't use, but one for research, that would say, yes, we see a connection between what's happening to you and what you're claiming with the smart meters?
Well, we have over 200 doctors like that worldwide that have gone on the record saying that. So I think that's plenty of evidence, don't you?
I would want to know if whatever this is happening, what exactly is happening to my body, and know if it is directly connected.
I think we already know that. Well, I mean, there's certainly no doubt in my mind. Is there doubt in your mind about your symptoms?
I don't have these symptoms. I don't even think I'm on a smart meter.
But I would. I'd be even into like natural medicine, because I'm totally for that. I mean, I don't think we should, unless we really have to take any type of pharmaceutical drug, prefer that we don't do that. We can do it with supplements, with diet and exercise and all that other good stuff. As long as we don't have a genetic influence, say it's for high cholesterol or something like that. But I would want to get my little ticker checked out 100% to make sure that there's no calcifications, there's no blockage, there's no wrong tubes I'm not a medical professional, but
sounds like you are.
Okay. Just to make sure that everything was good.
Well, if it becomes necessary, I will, but it hasn't been necessary.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay.
So, just by avoiding exposure, I'm in perfect health.
Oh, okay. So then, so
why would I need a doctor?
Well, that's good. And so you heard about Green Bank. Okay. And you said, I'm going to move there, which is a drastic difference.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
It wasn't that wasn't the plan. I was so sick in San Diego, and I noticed that if I was not in the house, I felt okay. But if I was in the house at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock when they were doing those 1.8 million times over the limit pulses through my house. That's when I would become very ill. So I decided I just put I just put some clothes in the car and put a few things in the car and just said, okay, I'm driving out of here. And I just got in the car and left. I didn't know where I was going. All I knew was I couldn't stay at my house. So I thought, oh, I have a friend in West Virginia. Maybe I'll try to connect with him. And I did. And I stayed there for a while and I started feeling really great over there. And then I found once I got to West Virginia is when I found out about the radio-free zone.
Oh, okay.
So then I went from where I was in West Virginia, outside of Charleston, and I went over to Green Bank.
And then when you got
and
to
I lived there for a couple of years.
When you got to Green Bank, everything was fabulous?
No, it wasn't fabulous at all. I didn't have a place to live. I had to look around for a place to live. There's a lot of animosity there between the locals toward the scientists that work at the observatory, and even more so toward the health conscious people like me. I was there because I was health conscious. And a lot of people have congregated there because they're health conscious. They're looking for a place to be healthy and enjoy their lives. And that's why I went there. And there's a lot of animosity from the locals. And you can see why, because they have this beautiful little hamlet, this nice community. And all of a sudden, all these people come in from the outside for different reasons that are not related to their community. They either come for the observatory to work there or do research there, and they're not part of that little community, or they come from somewhere else and because they're seeking health.
So when you talk about animosity,
yeah.
Give us a few examples of like where you didn't feel welcome there, or what happened exactly.
Oh, well, I mean, crimes were committed against me. I was, the observatory told me, because I was very vocal at one meeting about the harm that was caused by the radiation, and my efforts to shut it down, to stop people from being harmed. And they decided they would just ban me from the observatory, which was open to the public, which is illegal. If a place is open to the public, then members of the public can go there.
When you said you
so
were very
going there.
So Deborah, when you say that you were vocal, what did you do?
Well, I filed a lawsuit for starters. I spoke. I just had conversations with people in general, people that I would run into. And I also attended public meetings, and I would, say my little spiel about the harm caused by the radiation, especially the smart meters. I was very much against smart meters being installed in Green Bank. It's actually illegal to install smart meters in Green Bank and everywhere else. I had cited over 20 laws that were violated, federal and state laws that were violated when they installed the California smart grid. Now, West Virginia has 2 additional laws protecting that radio-free zone, one federal and one state. So this industry, this all-powerful wireless industry with trillions of dollars decided, oh, well, we don't care if we violate 20 laws in California. We'll just violate another 2 in West Virginia. What do we care? We're completely lawless. We are corporate criminals. So we don't care about the laws. So that was the decision they made. And the fact that they curtailed my free speech.
So you've mentioned the smart meters a couple of times, but is there other technologies? Like if you were to come to my house, I have 5 Google Home speakers, I got 2 smart TVs, a smart fridge. Would that affect your health as well, or is it mainly just the smart meters?
Oh yeah, all of that is extremely harmful. I mean, I don't have any of that in my house. I don't want it. Why would I want to I want to live my life feeling good and enjoying my life.
But do you see a
That is
direct
not
medical impact from when you're sitting? Because right now you're on Wi-Fi talking to us. Do you?
Oh no, you're absolutely wrong. I don't use Wi-Fi.
You are. Well, you're using the internet right now to talk to us.
Yes, I use internet. I don't use Wi-Fi.
So it's an Ethernet connection.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you found a community?
and
Have you
it's
found a community in Florida that doesn't have the smart meters? That you feel healthy? That you're
Oh, I
not.
did. Yeah, I did find a community. That's why I bought the house there. I bought this house because we had a city-owned utility with no smart grid and no plans to put in a smart grid. But what happened was FPL, Florida Power and Light, came in and said, oh, well, we want to own every utility in Florida, so we'll just go in and we'll bribe people. We'll reduce their electric rates right now, and as soon as we buy it, we'll jack them up. And
Okay,
that's what
but
they did.
you know what? But I have to ask you this, Deborah. Okay, there are, I don't know how many millions and millions and millions and millions, get my drift? A lot of millions of people that have smart meters attached to their homes who don't have any symptoms. And you know, and the WHO, the World Health Organization, has come out and said that EMF, there's no documented evidence. So what do you say to that?
So you've said two things that are not true. One is that people have no symptoms from smart meters. I've never met anyone that didn't have any symptoms from smart meters.
I do.
They all do.
Okay, I don't have any symptoms. I have none.
Okay.
Do you have any
I
symptoms, Andrew? Do you have any symptoms of?
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't have heart problems at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 9 o'clock.
Well, they're probably not transmitting through your house at that time, but they were transmitting through my house at that time. Like, so now I don't have a smart meter on my house, but you know, all my neighbors have smart meters. And I had to fight pretty hard to get the smart meter off my house when FPL came in and put it on. But I did. I got the meter off my house, so I've got a nice, safe analog meter. But you know, I go into other people's houses, and they don't have transmissions going on at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. That was just the situation that they did to my house in San Diego, and several years after I had left San Diego, because I kept the house, and my husband was there and my cat was there. So they finally got opt out. So we finally got the smart meter off the house. And after that, we didn't have the problem at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock anymore. So it was definitely transmitting from that smart meter. But so then we put an analog meter on. So even though there was still a lot of smart meters in the vicinity, it still wasn't as healthy as it was before they put in the smart grid. But that specific problem in my house was gone, and I could live in my house at that time. It was okay. I felt okay there.
I have one quick question when it comes to your lawsuits, because you said the lawsuits were connected to getting rid of the smart meters and banning the smart meters. Are there also personal damages and compensation for you and your family as part of those lawsuits?
Yes. I mean, if you're going to bother spending all this time and money to seek an injunction, you might as well seek compensatory damages.
I mean, there's fighting for a cause or fighting for money. It could be both hand in hand, or just fighting for the cause if this is something you really believe in and are against.
Oh, well, I think you've got the parties confused, because I work for health. I'm an advocate for justice, and I work for the public health and the public justice, and nobody pays me. That's who I am in the world, and that's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. Now, the wireless industry, they're in it for money. So they have trillions. They have trillions of dollars, and they bought most of our politicians, and they bought most of our courts. So they're in it for money.
Well,
I'm in it for to be an advocate for justice and for health.
Well, this is all interesting, Deborah. Thank you for sharing your story with us and EMF, and I think we probably, I don't know about you, Andrew, but I don't have any issues with it.
No, but it's also something I'm not educated in.
Yeah.
But I hope you stay healthy, Deborah.
Well,
yes.
I will say that a lot of times I notice people being very negatively affected by the electromagnetic fields. So I notice it because I'm intelligent about it, but they don't notice what's happening to them. And so I have to kind of point it out to them. And, they may not even listen to me. A lot of times they don't. But still, the fact is, I do observe many, many people being affected by these magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields.
Okay,
And
so you know what? Before we leave, Deborah, okay, you said you see them being affected by these fields.
yeah, yes.
Okay, real quick because we're running out of time. Just give us a list of symptoms that you say that you see in other people.
Well, a lot of times it's behavioral. They start acting very, very nasty, very irate, and edgy. And this is a very common symptom of people that use cell phones. So you see people talking on the cell phone, and they suddenly start shouting and demeaning the person on the other end. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because those electromagnetic fields are really hurting them and making it difficult for them to behave in a rational manner, the way that people can do when they are not subject to those harmful electromagnetic fields. So I do notice this. I notice my students have difficulty concentrating when they've been using the Xbox, and then they have their lesson right after that. They can't settle down. They become hyperactive. They can't focus. They can't concentrate. So I do observe those kind of symptoms. And then there are the dead people. My husband and my cat are dead, obviously, but I have 8 dead friends, and they were all subjected to very serious electromagnetic radiation, and they all died from heart failure or cancer. So most of the scientists can easily trace the cause. There may be other causes too, but electromagnetic fields are definitely one of the causes of the upsurge in brain cancer. We have certain types of brain cancer, the ones that are caused by the cell phone radiation. We have a huge surge in that kind of cancer. Other kinds of brain cancer have gone down, so maybe it's evened out a little, but the kinds that are caused by cell phones have really skyrocketed.
Well, Deborah, thank you for being here. And for telling us your story. It's fascinating.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you for really listening to this issue and looking into this issue, because most of the mainstream media has completely blocked it out.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm not, Deborah. Again, Deborah, thank you for being here. I will tell you, I'm not 100% sold on it, but we do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't buy it.
Well, I mean,
I don't buy it. I mean, I think, somebody talking on a cell phone and getting rude because of EMF. Okay.
You're in Florida. That's probably the reason why that's happening.
Okay.
No, but obviously, I mean, it's the simple question. She said the smart meter was there. Her husband and cat stayed. They both died. What about the rest of the neighborhood? I mean, just logically think that out. The rest of the neighborhood didn't all die.
That's what I was saying. Like, we have tens of millions and millions.
She glazed right over that.
Exactly.
And then she said that the cell phone companies were the ones that wanted the money, but she has personal compensation and damages tied to these lawsuits. If you're really an activist, and this is something I could have said.
That was a good question, by the way.
Thank you. If you're really an activist, then you're not going to tie personal expense to it. She said, well, why not? I'm fighting this fight. I should get compensated for it. Not if this is something you truly believe in, that this is a danger to humanity. You're not going to get a check at the end. That hurts.
And then, or what
hurts
about
the argument?
When the kids get off of Xbox, they're agitated?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to keep playing Xbox.
Okay. I mean, Ian, he's 23. He still gets agitated when he gets off of an Xbox.
I've worked in political talk radio for almost 20 years. I've heard this smart meter phone call, this argument forever. And I don't think it's going anywhere.
Now, I do agree with one thing that she did say. Okay. Because I do have a friend who's a brain surgeon. Okay. I mean, honestly, it's like, oh, he's a brain surgeon. Yes, he's actually a brain surgeon.
Right.
And he has seen increase of brain tumors on the right-hand side where your phone is. Yes, your phone. And I have read reports that, women don't put them in in your sports bra, guys don't put it in your pocket. And so I do believe, well, she did mention that out of everything that she said, that's the thing that I do believe.
Sure, absolutely.
But
But it's not like it's this rampant cause of death that's just killing people across the country from
guy
coast
had
to
a heart
coast.
attack.
Yeah, and so did the other 7. And that's what the other thing too that hurts me believing her. And she's like, well, they all had heart attacks or cancer. Well, that's what most people die
from.
of.
Yes.
Heart attacks or cancer.
Correct.
It was a tough one. It was a tough sell.
I know. All right. So coming right back, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I have a new iPhone setting that I need to tell you about. And then we have the story of the Ragdoll family. Yeah, you're on Kim Komando today. Hey, welcome back. It's Kim Komando today. Just a quick reminder that if you have not already, make sure that you enter to win a $1,000 computer. You can get a PC or a Mac, totally your choice, because I'm a Mac and Andrew is a PC. Okay, so we want to make sure that everybody's happy. And so you want to head over to komando.com/win, komando.com/win. So all the tech news sites are talking about this brand new iPhone setting. It's stolen phone protection. And we have the steps inside our newsletter.
Okay.
So, in case you're looking for that. But basically, if the bad guys get your phone, that they had a way to actually get into your iCloud account and then reset things so that this way you were totally locked out of it to get any 2-factor authentication codes or anything from Apple. So Apple has fixed that. And so if you're looking for those steps, we have them over at komando.com, as well as inside our free newsletter. If you don't get that, well, that's where you want to go to getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com.
Maddie sent me the steps, so I'm going to do it on my phone. I don't have to go read the newsletter.
Yeah,
I got it right from the source.
Well, that's because you work for us, but not everybody does.
No, that's true. You better go get the newsletter because I work here.
But you want to go to Settings, Face ID, Passcode, type in your passcode, and then scroll down to Stolen Device Protection and turn it on. And everybody who's listening and watching right now are like, what?
You didn't write that down?
It was like all of a sudden just like glazed over. All right. So I write for the Daily Mail.
Yes.
I love the Daily Mail.
I check it 3 times a day.
Okay. It's fabulous. Okay. And then every once in a while, there's a story that I wrote. And right next to it is another story. And so that's how I found this story. I'm writing about how to go to bin stores and get good money or get good prices on returns.
Right.
And right next to it is a woman who married a rag doll and admits that their family life is complicated after she had twins.
I read the whole thing.
Okay, what do you think?
First of all, I felt bad for her because the origin story of it is she was lonely. And so her mother makes this life-size rag doll, which technically would make it her brother, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your mom creates life,
that's true.
That's your brother.
Even if it's a full-size rag doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she fell in love with it and she married him, I don't know. And then they had their first child and then he cheated on her.
No.
Yes.
With what?
With
Raggedy
I
Ann?
think it was one of those long pillows that you sleep with in your bed, the whole body-sized pillow. I don't know who he cheated with.
Yes.
But she was so mad that he committed adultery, she took away his genitalia.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't read the whole story. I guess I just skimmed it. Okay. So when the mother made the rag doll, she gave him a pee-pee?
But she added the pee-pee once they got married.
Okay.
And then he cheated. And then she took him back because she's in love. They had 60 people show up to their gender reveal party for their twins.
Oh,
and now that they have 3 kids, including some twins, life is so hard for them because all the expenses have doubled in the household. But he helps out. He takes care of the kids. Can't find a job because he's made out of cotton. And then he cheated again.
He did again?
He cheated again.
You know what? That's what she should leave him.
She really should. Just put him out with the recyclables and get rid of that guy.
Put it in the Goodwill bag.
We were talking about this behind I think she's just, it went from she got this gift from her mom because she was lonely, and then now it's turned into she seeks all this attention from it. She went and got was it a sonogram? Is that what it's called? Ultrasound. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When she was pregnant with the 2 twins, which are also pillows. made out of cotton, which are also rag dolls. It's just she is seeking attention, and we are giving it to her.
You know what?
And it is weird.
It's kind of like that woman that we interviewed on the show, the woman who married her replica AI boyfriend. And
I
they
knew
have
that one.
Oh, this is good. We're going to have her back because we need to get an update from her.
Sure.
Because she actually has sex with her replica AI boyfriend.
This woman has intercourse and relations and intimate moments with her rag doll. Unless he cheats, and she takes it right away.
She takes his pee-pee off.
She's putting it in the drawer. Don't even think about going to get your own penis. You have lost penis privileges. So
I never
sad.
thought we would say that sentence here in the Kim Komando Show studios. When she lost her penis privileges. Oh my God.
Sometimes you got to read the whole story sometimes, Kim.
Oh God, we are going to have a lot of nice comments about this one. I can tell. You know, speaking of dolls, did you hear about divorced Barbie?
I didn't. What happened to divorce Barbie?
She comes with all of Ken's stuff. All right. Before we leave, just a quick reminder, make sure that you enter to win that $1,000 PC or Mac. And make sure that you tell at least one friend or family member about the show, where I apologize ahead of time for the penis envy.
It was a good line.
It was a good line.
I don't feel bad at all.
And we'll see you here tomorrow. And thanks for being here. Okay.
We're good?
Good? Yes.